Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. I'm Adya Juneja and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. A drone strike near the UAE's Barakah nuclear power plant has raised alarms across the region. Saudi Arabia says it has intercepted incoming drones from Iraqi airspace. Authorities in Abu Dhabi say a drone strike triggered a fire near the Barakah nuclear power plant in the Al Dhafra region. Officials insist there was no radiation leak and no casualties. United Arab Emirates has blamed Iran or one of its proxies, calling it a dangerous escalation. Its foreign minister held phone calls with regional counterparts, including Saudi Arabia, while Riyadh has condemned the strike as a direct threat to regional security. US President Donald Trump issued a fresh warning to Iran as negotiations remained stalled over uranium stockpiles, sanctions relief, and compensation for war-related damages after months of conflict across West Asia. The US President's sharp remarks came just hours after Iranian media disclosed Washington's key conditions for resuming negotiations. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said he is hopeful of a second round of talks between the US and Iran in Islamabad, calling Pakistan a trusted mediator in US-Iran talks. Shehbaz backed a second round in Islamabad and urged patience for lasting peace. Israel's death penalty law for Palestinians convicted of deadly terrorism in the occupied West Bank has officially come into effect. It was enacted after the commander of the Army's Central Command and Major General Avi Bluth signed the required military order. Under the military order, courts presiding over cases involving attacks that resulted in Israeli deaths must apply the death penalty as the only available sentence unless the court finds special circumstances allowing for life imprisonment instead. Israeli missile strikes in Lebanon have killed 7, including an Islamic Jihad commander and his 17-year-old daughter. Despite a ceasefire in place, Israel continues to hammer southern Lebanon with strikes and issues frequent evacuation warnings to towns and villages across the south. According to the preliminary toll for Israeli strikes published by Lebanese Health Ministry on Sunday, 3 people were killed in the town of Tyre Filse. 2 others were killed at Tyre Teba. Health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo have confirmed an Ebola case in the eastern city of Goma. Goma is a densely populated urban center and it is currently under the control of the Rwanda-backed M23 militia. The person detected with Ebola in Goma had reportedly come to the city after her husband had died from Ebola. The latest development comes as the DRC battles a rapidly spreading outbreak linked to the rare Bundibugyo strain of the virus. It is a strain for which there is currently no approved vaccine. Clinical symptoms include fever, bleeding and multi-organ damage. The disease has a fatality rate as high as 50 to even 90%. Two US Navy fighter aircraft collided mid-air during an aerial demonstration at an air show in western Idaho. The collision forced all 4 crew members to eject before the planes crashed near Mountain Home Air Force Base. Jets were participating in a demonstration flight during the Gunfighter Skies air show when the collision occurred. A probe into the dramatic mid-air crash is underway. President Donald Trump and top cabinet officials addressed thousands of Americans at a mass prayer rally in Washington on Sunday. The gathering was organized by the White House as part of a program of celebrations for America's 250th anniversary and billed as an opportunity to revive the idea of a country founded by Christian principles. The Indian Navy is set to commission 3 indigenous vessels. These are a stealth frigate, an anti-submarine warfare craft and a survey ship. The vessels Dunagiri, Agre and Sanshodak were built by Kolkata-based Garden Reach shipbuilders and engineers and were recently delivered to the Navy. 10 people, including a minor, were killed in an armed attack in Mexico's Puebla state on Sunday. The victims, 6 men, 3 women and a child, were targeted by armed individuals in the municipality of Tehuantzingo. State and federal forces had launched a joint investigation and operational deployment to locate the perpetrators. Well, the state's public security ministry pledged zero impunity for the killings and said intelligence gathering is underway to clarify the motive behind the assault. A wave of almost 600 Ukrainian drones attacked Russia overnight, killing 4 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the barrage an entirely justified retribution for Moscow's own plumbing of Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry said air defenses shot down 556 drones overnight across the country, with another 30 drones intercepted after dawn in one of the largest Ukrainian barrages of the ongoing conflict so far. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Kiev's attack on Russia days after a massive drone and missile bombardment of the Ukrainian capital killed at least 24 people. It was entirely justified, is what he said. A magnitude 5.2 earthquake in China's southwest region of Guangxi that killed 2 and forced more than 7,000 in the city of Lizhuo. 3 people are still reported as missing. State broadcaster CCTV reported 13 buildings collapsed in the wee hours. Transportation disruptions were also flagged by railway authorities as they inspected the integrity of rail line infrastructure. Six more children died from measles and similar symptoms in Bangladesh in 24 hours. The death toll has risen to 459. Of the new deaths, 1 was confirmed as measles-related, while the remaining 5 were classified as suspected. Of the suspected deaths, the highest 3 were recorded in the Dhaka division. According to DGHS data, a total of 1,274 suspected measles cases were recorded in the last 24 hours. The total number of suspected cases have reached 57,846 during the period. Cuban foreign minister has accused the US of fabricating a fraudulent case to justify economic sanctions and potential military intervention. The minister's comments follow a report by Axios that cited classified intelligence and suggested that Cuba had acquired more than 300 military drones. The report alleged that Havana had discussed plans to use the drones to attack the US naval base at Guantanamo by US military vessels in Key West, Florida. Rodriguez did not explicitly mention the drone allegations in his statement. Paris top public prosecutor said around 10 new suspected victims have come forward since France launched a probe into late child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his network. France set up a special task force of magistrates in February to probe potential crimes committed in the country or involving French nationals who might be implicated in Epstein's crimes. The move was triggered by the US Justice Department releasing the latest trove of documents known as the Epstein files relating to its investigation into the disgraced financier. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to arrive in Oslo for the first standalone bilateral visit by an Indian PM to Norway in 43 years. The visit is being seen as a major step forward in ties between India, the world's largest democracy, and Norway, one of Europe's most prestigious nations. The visit will also include the 3rd India-Nordic Summit. The summit is expected to yield announcements on green transitions, critical minerals and people-to-people ties. Prime Minister Modi held talks with his Swedish counterpart Ulf Kristersson on areas like trade, technology and defence during his 2-day visit. India and Sweden signed Memorandum of Understandings or MOUs across multiple areas. This includes the elevation of the India-Sweden bilateral relations to a strategic partnership, adoption of a joint statement and joint action plan 2026-2030. The move is set to strengthen collaborations in economics, technological connectivity and sustainability-related areas. Both countries have agreed to launch the India-Sweden Joint Partnership 2.0. Under this, India and Sweden are planning to strengthen their cooperation in areas like artificial technology, 6G, quantum computing, minerals, space and life sciences. They have also agreed to endorse and develop India-Sweden technology and artificial intelligence corridor. Odessa held first Pride March since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Hundreds attended the Pride March that was held under heavy security presence. Karnataka has become the first state in India to have an alcohol and beverage-based excise duty structure for alcoholic beverages. The move is aimed at rationalizing liquor prices, making alcoholic beverages available at cheaper rates for consumers in Karnataka and aligning prices with neighboring states including Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra and Kerala. The Karnataka CM has said in March that the state would adopt a globally recognized taxation systems that links excise duty to alcohol content of beverages. Chief Minister-designate V.D. Sahistan and his 21-member cabinet are taking the oath of office in Kerala this morning. The swearing-in ceremony for the new Congress-led United Democratic Front government will take place at the Central Stadium in Thiruvananthapuram. UDF registered a sweeping victory in the assembly elections, winning 102 seats in the 140-member House and decisively defeating the CPIM-led Left Democratic Front LDF, which had been in power for 2 consecutive terms under Pinarahi Vijayan. Apple is developing a privacy-focused chat retention system for its upcoming standalone Siri app, according to a report by Bloomberg. Well, the feature will allow users to control how long their AI conversations are stored, including an option to automatically delete chats. The move could help differentiate Apple's AI assistant from rivals including ChatGPT, Gemini and Cloud. The report describes the auto-delete tool as a unique feature as Apple prepares to position the new Siri app as a competitor in the generative AI market. The new digital assistant may still launch initially as a beta test after reportedly being delayed by 2 years. Dutch tech giant ASML has signed a deal with Tata Electronics to help build and scale up a semiconductor plant in India. The deal was overseen by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to the Netherlands. ASML said it would support the establishment and ramp up of one of the facilities in the Indian state of Gujarat. The company will deploy its advanced lithography machines at the plant used in the mass production of high-tech microchips. The technology is critical for manufacturing semiconductors found in products including cars, mobile phones and other electronic devices.
Indian supply chain.
South Korea's Prime Minister Kim Min-sok has said that the country will pursue all available options including emergency arbitration to prevent a possible labour strike at Samsung Electronics. His comments come amid growing concerns over a potentially disruptive walkout at the technology giant. Samsung and its South Korean labour union are set to resume pay talks on Monday, with negotiations to take place under the supervision of a government mediator. The talks could help ease fears of industrial action which could impact global chip supply chains. Samsung Electronics is the world's largest memory chip maker and plays a critical role in South Korea's export-driven economy. Asia-Pacific markets fell sharply on Monday after US President Donald Trump warned Iran to get moving fast, raising fears of a deeper West Asia conflict. Oil prices jumped over 1%, with Brent crude rising above $110 a barrel amid concerns over supply disruptions through the Strait of Hormuz. South Korean stocks turned higher late Monday morning, rebounding from a sharp decline in earlier trading, while Australia, Japan and Hong Kong markets traded lower. Investors are now watching Nvidia earnings and global central banks as inflation fears and rising bond yields add to market volatility. Oil prices jumped sharply on Monday after US President Donald Trump warned Iran that the clock is ticking, raising fears of a fresh escalation in West Asia conflict. Brent crude rose nearly 2% to above $110 a barrel, while crude climbed above $107, its highest level this month. Markets are worried as the Strait of Hormuz remains mostly closed, disrupting a key global oil route that once handled nearly a fifth of the world's energy supplies. The International Energy Agency has also warned that global oil inventories are shrinking at a record pace, raising risks of further price spikes ahead. China's economy lost momentum in April as retail sales, industrial output and investment all missed expectations. Retail sales grew just 0.2%, the weakest pace since 2022, while industrial output also slowed sharply. The weak data comes as the impact of the Iran war and global uncertainty weigh on consumer confidence and business activity. Despite the slowdown, China's exports surged over 14% as global buyers rushed to stockpile goods amid fears of higher energy and input costs. Beijing and Washington also agreed to expand trade cooperation, signaling both sides want to avoid a costly economic conflict. Yannick Sinner defeated Casper Ruud to win the Italian Open and complete a sweep of all 9 ATP Masters titles. With the victory, the world #1 became only the second player after Novak Djokovic to achieve a career Golden Masters. Sinner, who lost last year's final to Carlos Alcaraz, finally captured the elusive title on home soil in his 7th attempt. The Italian needed just 1 hour and 44 minutes to seal a 6-4, 6-4 victory over the Norwegian in the final. He also became the first Italian man to win the singles title in Rome since 1976 and has now claimed a record 6 consecutive Masters 1000 titles. Serie A champions Inter Milan celebrated the domestic double with an open-top bus parade through the city. Tens of thousands of fans gathered outside San Siro Stadium dressed in the club's black and blue colors. Fans are seen waving flags, lighting flares and chanting Forza Inter as players and staff showed off the Siri of trophy and the Coppa Italia. The celebrations came after Inter sealed their 21st league title earlier this month before winning the Coppa Italia final. Cannes also celebrated a special moment for Indian cinema this year. The restored 4K version of the Malayalam cult classic Amma Aryan was screened at the festival to a standing ovation. The screening was attended by members of the original team, including actor Joy Matthew and editor Beena Paul. The restoration, supported by the Film Heritage Foundation, marked another important step in preserving India's cinematic legacy for global audiences. And from the excitement of Cannes to the celebrations of Eurovision, it is been a big week for global entertainment. Bulgaria's first ever Eurovision winner, Dara, received a hero's welcome in Sofia after her historic victory in Vienna. Hundreds of fans gathered at the airport to cheer for the 27-year-old singer who won the competition with a high-energy track, Bangaranga. Her victory has created a huge wave of celebration across Bulgaria, marking a major moment for the country on the international music stage.